Welcome, my lovely ladies and handsome gents. How are you today? I'm Bold the Reviews Lady, and welcome to Talk to the Hand Reviews, where I talk about stuff. I thought it would be fun to consider, because I did in, I did a summer fragrances during Christmas video, like Christmas in July, whatever. Well, this is sort of like these fragrances that you normally think of as as fall or winter fragrances, because they're just a little bit more on the heady side. Maybe in a lot of cases more ambery. The kind of thing that people like to wear in this fall, winter. But I thought, you know what though? What if you flip it and you think, what if you're on the scene? It's the night out of the summer, and you smell like the sexiest fall winter fragrance you can, and you know that will emanate, most likely, and you will just be like that sexy babe. So I just thought, what are some fragrances, that, would be appropriate for that when you just really want to feel very sexy, even though it's spring, summer, whatever, and that special night, this is heat on heat, baby. Here we go. And I have some of my minis too in this one. I don't normally go to my mini collection, but I did because for the sake of this video, I thought some of them are just unbeatable. Okay, here we go. Number 1, Mon Guerlain. Need I say more? Oh yeah. I mean, you are like no other when you step on that scene with Mon Guerlain. Number 2, this adorable mini. Oh, so many of you know, classic Obsession for Women. Oh, this was so... I used to sell this it was either in the, I don't remember if it came out in the late 80s or the 90s, but it was one of those times. It's definitely a very special and unique fragrance. So sexy. If you've never tried it, you really should, even if you're younger and you think, oh, it's older. No, it's so, especially for today's market, Obsession for Women. Baccarat Rouge 540. I know a lot of you know. It is just that fragrance that you will know for sure you left an impression. Some people don't care for it. Some people do. But a lot of people will just smell it and not know and be like, how pleasant. They won't know anything about it. But this fragrance is such a beast of a performer. And I think it's really worth the money. When I want to make sure that I'm wearing fragrance that will be noticed by others, there's none better than this. Baccarat Rouge 540. Maison Francis Kurkdjian. A super classic Ciara. Ooh. Now this one, I love to tell the story that when I was away, I waitressed a few different restaurants when I was a teenager. And one of them that I waitressed at, one of the other girls who worked there came running up to me one night and said, oh my gosh, what fragrance are you wearing? It's turning my boyfriend on. And it was like, whoa, that's amazing. It's an amazing compliment. Anyway, so just so you know, the Ciara, it's still around. There's a new bottle. I used to sell it way back in the day. And to me, it still smells the same. And it's just this beautiful, sexy, incensey fragrance. And if it was more popular back in the day to call this a gender neutral, it might have been, it's one of those. So Ciara, it's a great fragrance at a great price. Classic Shalimar from Guerlain. I used to work as a promotional rep for Guerlain, and Shalimar was our #1 fragrance. And so I had all the line, and oh my gosh, it was considered an old lady fragrance even back then in the mid 90s. But I wore it, and man, I'm telling you, it was so beautiful and sensual, and it was a little too much for me. Wouldn't have been what I would have chosen. I prefer Jardin de Bagatelle, which they also gave me. But it wasn't one of their big sellers, so they weren't paying people to go around and promote it. Like Shalimar, they're #1, and then Samsara next after that. But if you've never tried it, it's so classic. It's classic for a reason. It's also another good gender neutral. Shalimar from Guerlain. And I'm after a new bottle of that, but it's got to wait behind a bunch of other things and I want a new bottle. Well, I guess I'd take a vintage, but I want a new bottle to see really what's it like now. How has it changed? Because I wore it all the time. I was doused in it. Original Coco Chanel. Oh my gosh, this is one of the first fragrances I wore that made me feel like a woman instead of a girl. It was just, it's so sexy and spicy and gorgeous. Another one that's probably a good gender neutral. Original Coco Chanel. A newer one, a Middle Eastern. Look at this cute bottle. Kind of, it's a little bit like Yes I Am from Casserole, which I have, which is so fun too. But anyways, this is such a sexy, sexy frog. Oh my gosh, I love this. It's a little bit like Yes I Am from Casserole, but it's got a little more honey element to it, I think. And I just, oh my gosh, I love to spray this around. It's just like, I don't know. I think they did such a great job with this. Armaf Studio Flame. Okay, this one, Chopard Wish. This, oh my gosh, I blind bought this at Christmas time. And oh my goodness, this fragrance reminds me so much of, it's just like, it's like the Evil Queen perfume. It's this deep berry-ish, I don't remember what's in it. I believe I wrote all this down, but I need to go through this more quickly because my videos are too long. But this fragrance reminds me of, like, this is a woman who was absolutely not mess around. And look at this gorgeous bottle, but it's also a little bit ominous, isn't it? And look at the potion inside, the color of it. And this is just as beautiful. The cap is some sort of plastic, but it's still the aesthetic. It doesn't disappoint. It's magnetic, actually, I believe. Yeah, you could even just, I'm afraid to do this, but yeah, you can even do that. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh my gosh. I absolutely adore this fragrance, but it's so badass. This is just every villain, and it could be also a gender neutral, but it's definitely leans feminine. It reminds me a little bit, no, oh my gosh, this is just so sophisticated and gorgeous. But it's not a safe blind buy. If you don't like really intense fragrances, maybe like Poison or oh gosh, I can't think of what else, but because it is not for the faint of heart. This is the woman who will, I mean, this is the Disney villains. This is, go beyond Disney villains. This is like a dominatrix. I just can't even tell you. This fragrance means business. And it grabs me. It grabs me. And I just think it is so sexy and so awesome that it is very, to me, it is like, it is too much. Oh my gosh, but I just feel like this is a fantastic fragrance. Chopard Wish. Pretty that is. It just sits there in the like little jewel. I Want Choo from Jimmy Choo. Who doesn't want Choo? And also too, oh, I almost took it off. It's got the little thing there. And this is very similar to Carolina Herrera Good Girl. Ooh, yes. This is the one I consider really my date night fragrance right now. And for like the last, since I've had it really. But it is, it's just, I think it's very sexy. Very sexy. This is a special one that my friend Michelle over at Oda Michelle sent me. She's been very generous to me. And she sent me this. It was one that she had already had. She just wanted me to try, But look at this gorgeous thing. It is a purse spray of a very famous Jean Patou fragrance called Sublime. And Jean Patou makes Joy, which is one of my favorite fragrances. Well, they did. Long story, they don't now. But this fragrance, this is oh yeah, you be on the dance floor and it is hot and they can't hardly do anything to get the air conditioning in. And it's like, And this fragrance emanates off of your suntan skin. And you feel sexy. Sexy! Yeah, it is just, I don't even think it has vanilla in it, but it's got that deep warmth feeling of a vanilla fragrance. Not a gourmand whatsoever, just sexy. Beautiful. Yeah, so like, you know what? I might actually find myself on the dance floor with this because, it's a purse-sized. you know, which will make it easier. So, you know, thank you, Michelle. Perhaps I shall find myself in slow motion. Yeah. Slow motion spray. Okay, here's one that knocked me right off of my socks. I got this. This is a, what it's called a, what? It's called a Spritz Pod, and I got it at a store in the mall called Showcase. And it is just, I didn't know for sure if I wanted to own Lattafa Khamrah, but I was able to buy this for $10. They'll sell it to you, the little thing, for $5 and fill it with like 8 different fragrances of your choice. This one, I didn't know if I wanted a full bottle of it, and I probably won't for a while, but let me tell you, this one hits me. This is so sexy. I know it smells, a lot of people say it smells like fall, and it does, but just imagine smelling, this is so smoldering. This is like a night, you're down on the beach. You're out on the beach someplace cool like Santa Monica, and you are like, it is a hot summer night, and you are just, you're like a smoldering, just like, you're just like a smoldering, it's not smoky, but it's warm and smoldery, like seasoned wood, if that's, you know. Oh, I just think it's so sexy, and you know, it's Lattafa Khamrah. By the way, what's your go-to feel sexy fragrance? This could also be like, you know, club night fragrances. Okay, down to the last few. I'm doing okay, moving it along. Okay, now this one, it has been discontinued, and it is just like, oh my gosh. If this fragrance came out today, it would win. I mean, I know everybody would love it because it's so unique, and it was really before its time. Fendi by Fendi. I used to sell this one back in the day, and it is just, when it came on the scene, it was the most unique woody fragrance ever. And if it came out today, it would for sure be marketed as a gender neutral fragrance. My gosh, it is so unique. If you like unique fragrances, try and see if you can ever get a hold of a bottle of original Fendi, especially if you like woody fragrances, because they were really before their time. I think they were the only kind, I think it might be an all wood fragrance, an all wood based fragrance. I don't remember for sure. I got to check on that. I hope that I do. I hope I don't let it get by, but yeah, original Fendi, discontinued, but worth remembering. By the way, all these minis I saved from back in the day when I worked behind the counter, and most of them I didn't even open. I got them out of my storage, and I didn't open them until I opened them on camera, and I did a bunch of videos about opening them to tell you whether or not they still smell good, or do they still smell the same. And so I have a bunch of series like that, but that's where all these came from. They were mine, so I know for sure what happened to them all these years. Okay, and I was recently reunited with a dear old friend. Original Paloma. Whoa, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Came so close. Okay. It's actually really affordable, but that's not the point. The point is, why waste a beautiful bottle? I used to sell this one behind the counter too. This is original Paloma Picasso. I didn't remember it seeming masculine leaning at the time. Oh, hello, little guy. But it is a little bit. It is kind of masculine leaning. Definitely, if it came out today, it would be a gender neutral. Anyways, Paloma Picasso original, just, it's so, it's very earthy. And just, a lot of people describe this as like a serious boss fragrance. And I really love it. So, okay, Paloma Picasso. Okay, and this last one has the distinction, I love to tell this story. This one has the distinction of being the only fragrance that I ever wore that actually had men running up to me to ask me what fragrance I was wearing. And never did they ever ask me out or anything like that. I know it was completely sincere. And after it happened a few times, then I would hear like the footsteps coming up behind me, and I would think, aha, I bet you're going to ask me what fragrance I'm wearing. And I was right. Not all the time, but you know, like a few times. And it is Samsara by Guerlain. And I saved this from when I used to work in promotions for Guerlain in Southern California stores. This fragrance, it is so gorgeous and so sexy. And I'm not kidding you. Like I told you, Ciara, once a situation where someone really told me, you know, oh my gosh, your fragrance is turning my boyfriend on. Well, this is another one where I know for sure men dig it. And out of all the fragrances I ever wore, I got a lot of compliments here and there, but never specifically from men, and never specifically as many times as this fragrance, Samsara by Guerlain. So they still make it. I don't know if it's still the same, or if it's still, you know, the same concentration or whatever. But, you know, that's another one I'd like to get a bottle of someday, but it has to wait in line. So anyway, all these fragrances, I think that you might want to give them a try if you plan on, you know, having some sexy summer nights out somewhere. You know, these might make you feel like that little bit of elevated babe, you know, and you might feel, ooh, yeah, just that much more sexy. So anyways, please, if you have any fragrances that you recommend, please feel free to leave them down below for me and also for other people. I mean, because obviously they're interested in this topic. So, and plus I really appreciate it. You know, it's engagement, but that's not the point. The point is that you're participating, and, you know, why not participate in life? You know, if you want to share a fragrance, any fragrance of any price point, I'm curious to know about. So anyways, thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.